Welcome to Rooty Hill, the Little Manila of Sydney. In this Sydney food vlog, we're trying Filipino food for the first time.
Rooty Hill is part of Greater Western Sydney. It's 42 kilometres from the Sydney CBD. It has a multicultural community with a particularly large Filipino community that's resulted in an explosion of amazing Filipino restaurants, which we're going to check out today.
We're at Pinoy Lounge in Doonside, and I am so excited because we've got this absolutely beautiful Filipino feast here. So we've got sizzling tofu, we've got Sisig, which is a sizzling pork dish. We've got a couple of desserts. So we've got the halo and the Turon. And to wash it down, we've also got the Gulaman drink. And I really love the look of this restaurant as well. And they've also got entertainment at night some nights. So look out for that if you want a fun night out. So let's start with the sizzling tofu. So the tofu is really nicely fried. It's like light fry on the outside. And then it's really juicy and tender on the inside. And it's coated in a beautiful sauce, which is a little bit sweet, it's a little bit salty, really nice thick consistency as well. That is really delicious. So the sisig is their most popular dish at Pinoy Lounge, and this is a really popular Filipino dish. So it comes in a hot plate. I can see that there's a raw egg there, which is an interesting addition. And then we've got these beautiful tender bits of pork. Ooh, it's really crispy, lots of crunch to it. And then the flavour, it's got so many little herbs and spices. Oh, there is just so much flavour. I can just feel this like building up because it's just so tasty. And then having the egg in there, it's a really nice addition to it. Gives it a bit of glaze. And often the sisig has the calamansi in it to give it a bit of tanginess. Now, I think this is a lemon. It's definitely got the tangy flavour in it. It's just such a good mixture of flavours and textures as well. So halo is the iconic Filipino dessert. Halo, I think it means mix. So you're supposed to like really mix it up. You've got the shaved ice in here. You've got ice cream. I can see some pieces of ube. I don't know if it's ube ice cream or ube cake there. And then different types of beans, and you've got jelly in there. So lots of different flavors and textures and temperatures as well, I guess. So let's give this a bit of a try. Oh, it is so good. It's a really nice level of sweetness, and yeah, you've got like the chewiness of different bits of like the beans, cherries and stuff like that, and then you've got that beautiful ice cream as well. This is a really popular dish in summer because it's really refreshing, really light, and even though this is quite a big serving size, I don't think we're going to have any trouble polishing this off. This Turon looks so delicious. So Turon has banana and jackfruit in there, and then it's wrapped in a spring roll wrapper and deep fried until it's golden and delicious. And we've got some ice cream and some, it looks like chocolate sauce on top, and a little bit of mint as well, just to finish it off. Really, these sort of desserts where it's just fruit that's wrapped in pastry and deep fried, that's just perfection to me. Oh, yeah. Because it's been deep fried, all the fruit inside is just really soft and tender. And then it mixes so nicely with that chocolate sauce. It's crunchy, it's sweet, it's got the soft inside, it's warm, it's delicious. This Gulaman drink looks so refreshing. So it's a brown sugar drink, it's got jellies in there as well. Looks so tasty. Oh, that is so sweet and refreshing, and the jellies give it a nice bit of texture as well.
Kamayan is a real institution in Rooty Hill. It's been here since 1995, and we're going to try their Pancit. So Pancit is a noodle dish, so there's pork in there, there's sometimes shrimp as well. We've got fish balls in ours, and It's also mixed in with various vegetables. So you've got carrot, there's celery and cabbage in here. And then it's all mixed in with 3 types of soy sauce as well. So this is a Filipino staple, very popular food. So these noodles are really tasty. I would describe Pancit as comfort food. It's just really yummy. You just keep wanting more. And you can get different types of noodles. So I believe these noodles are egg noodles, but you can also get rice noodles as well. I must say the people at Kamayan are so sweet and lovely. We've been talking with Luchi and she's just so sweet and she's given us all these extra things to try. So we've got some pork skewers and we've also got some Filipino spring rolls as well. I'm going to try the pork skewers now. Oh, yeah. So yummy. So the pork comes with a dipping sauce. Now it's quite tangy and I'm guessing that's a calamansi dipping sauce. So calamansi is a citrus tasting fruit. So it's really quite tangy, a little bit bitter. And it's really interesting to mix that bitter with the saltiness of the pork. Oh, yum. This is amazing as well. The spring roll is just jam-packed with pork mince. And there's also chestnuts in here as well. And it just goes really well with this sweet chili sauce. These Filipino spring rolls are also known as Lumpia Shanghai. Luchi is just spoiling us. So she's also given us a Palabok. You know, if the Pancit was your everyday sort of meal, this is the upper class noodle dish. Oh, it just looks so tempting. The first difference to what we had with the Pancit was that we've got rice noodles here. There's shrimp and pork mince in here. We've got slivers of egg, some lemon to drizzle over it all. There's shallots in here. Now there's also peanuts and fried garlic drizzled over the top. The presentation looks pretty awesome. That Palabok has such a unique taste. So the sauce is actually made up of pork and shrimp and garlic. So it's got this really nice, quite distinctive salty taste to it. After you've chowed down on your Filipino noodles, maybe you feel like a bit of coffee or Filipino dessert. You don't have to move anywhere because there's a new shop within Kamayan restaurant. It's called PanaDarna and they have a whole range of really yummy Filipino desserts as well as coffee. We're trying their Ensaymada. I would describe it as a Filipino cheesecake. So this one's got Parmesan cheese in it and this one's got cheddar cheese in it. So this is one of their best sellers. Now we've been advised to take it home with us and heat it up in the microwave.
They smell really cheesy. It's quite cake-like in consistency. It's like a delicate sweetness to it. It's a bit creamy, it's a bit cheesy. That pastry or the bread is really light and airy, which is really nice. So it's quite buttery and sugary, and it's kind of like a sponge cake.
Pinoy Stop is a Filipino grocery store in Doonside, and it's also got a small cafe out the back. It's a really cool little space, and you can get all your Filipino favourite dishes there. It's particularly popular at lunchtime, so make sure you get there before all the food runs out. You can even get Balut here, which is a fertilised chicken egg.
Lechon is an iconic Filipino dish which originates from the island of Cebu. So it's a whole roast pig which is roasted over an open flame and it has a crispy skin. We've come to Mama Law in Rooty Hill and it's one of the best Filipino restaurants in Rooty Hill. So I really like the decor here. And they've also got a bakery as well where you can get popia, which is a Filipino moon cake. I'm so excited about this dish. I've heard so much about lechon. And with rice, this was $18. I can see there's a sauce here as well. Ooh, a really nice thick sauce. And then we've got some lettuce and some veggies as well. Try a mouthful of that. And we've got to try some of that crispy skin. It's got a good crunch to it. It's nice and salty. And that sauce So I've just found out it's made with pork liver, and I had no idea that pork liver can taste that good. So this sauce, it's really thick. It's got a tanginess and a sweetness to it. So it's got brown sugar and it's got vinegar in it, as well as soy sauce and the pork liver. But it is absolutely amazing and it goes so well with that roast pork. So this dish is really popular for Filipino festivals and weddings and special events, and it really is a must-try Filipino food. What I love about these Sydney travel vlogs is that we discover Sydney like we never have before. So a lot of Sydney-siders live in their little bubble and they don't get out of their local area. And there's a lot of Sydney that you may not have even realised existed, like West HQ in Western Sydney. This is a great entertainment precinct. It has the Coliseum behind me, which is a world-class theatre venue. West HQ is the rebrand of Rooty Hill RSL. It's sometimes known as the Vegas of Sydney, and the Coliseum is known as the Sydney Opera House of Western Sydney.
This is the aftermath of a Boodle Fight. So it's a big family-style meal. You can use your hand, get into the rows of food. So that looks pretty cool. This is crispy pata. So it's the signature dish from Cuisine de Manila in Rooty Hill. So it looks massive. What it is pork that's first boiled, so it's all tenderized, and then it gets deep fried, so it's really crispy. So it's pork knuckle and a pork trotter as well. So it comes with a range of sauces. So we have the Lechon sauce, and then we also have it with vinegar and some onions as well. So it normally comes with rice. We've had a lot of rice today, so we've opted not to have the rice. Wow. So it's lightly crispy on the outside, but once you break through that outer shell, everything is just so tender, and the pork just pulls away really easily. Oh, that pork tastes so good. So it's really tender, and I'm going to try it with the Lechon sauce now. Oh, that goes really well with it. So you've got the saltiness of the pork, and then you mix it in with the Lechon sauce, which is, I would say it's tangy, but also sweet. Oh, it's so delicious. I'll try it with the vinegar now as well. No. Having it with the vinegar gives it a different flavour profile again. So you've got salty mixed with sour this time. So depending on your taste, you can mix and match to your heart's content. I actually prefer sweet things, so I'd probably go with the Lechon sauce. And in any case, this is such an amazing dish. So if you want an authentic crispy pata, make sure you come to Cuisine de Manila.
For delicious Filipino desserts, come to Melkashel Bakery in Rooty Hill. So we've got the ube Yema, which is a sponge cake that's flavoured with ube. So ube is a yam. So the ube gives it a really vibrant purple colour. And then the skinny bits that you've got on the top there are cheese. So I think that's half cheese. So this is the cupcake version, which is $5. And then you can get a larger cake for $30. That sponge is really light and fluffy. And then the cheese gives it a little bit of creaminess. The ube flavour is quite mild, but I really love the visual element of it. This is a really tasty little treat, and $5, it's excellent value. Lola Riz's is a fantastic new Filipino eatery in Western Sydney. It's just outside Mount Druitt station, and it's got a great range of ready-made Filipino food, including barbecue skewers. Now, you've got a selection of chicken or pork, $5 each, and we've chosen the chicken. So it's got a really nice glaze on it. I can see it's nicely marinated. Ooh, yeah, so it's got a really nice smoky flavour, and that marinade has a nice little bit of sweetness to it.
We're at Tarro Foods, which is a Filipino food truck in Doonside. So we've got a whole range of Filipino street food here. So I'll take you through each one of them. This is Kwek Kwek. So they're quail eggs that are deep fried. And then we have dynamite. So these are chilies wrapped in spring rolls. These are chicharron ruffles. So I'm not sure exactly what they are. If you do know, let me know in the comments. It's probably better that I don't know before I eat it. Now this is chicken isao. So these are chicken intestines. I take my hat off to any culture who uses all of the animal. And then finally, we have vegan empanadas. Now, there is pork in here. These aren't vegan per se, but they come from the part of the Philippines called vegan. I'll start with the quail eggs. Yeah, so I describe Kwek Kwek as like a savoury donut. So the outside, it isn't crispy. It feels a bit more doughy to texture. And then on the inside, you've got that creamy egg. It tastes quite similar to a chicken egg. So now the dynamite. So there should be pork mince inside the chili. Now we've also got some mayo. Now this mayonnaise is a banana mayonnaise. Wow. So first couple of bites, you first get the saltiness of the pork mince, and then the heat of the chili hits you. It's pretty strong, actually. And this mayo is really good. It balances or tempers out the heat. I really like this one. So now the chicharron ruffles. Oh, this is good. So this reminds me of chicharron that you would have in Central America. So it's basically the pork crackling. So it's quite salty and crunchy. Yeah, this is quite delicious. So here goes the chicken isao. So it looks interesting. Maybe I need to stop thinking about it and just eat it. Not bad. Okay, I like it. So it's a little bit chewy. Funnily enough, it does taste like chicken. And I guess I was fearing that there was going to be a bit of a funny aftertaste or a metallic aftertaste, a bit like liver. But no, it's fine. It's really quite tasty, actually. I like this. Okay, so here's the empanada. Vegan empanada. So it's quite crispy on the outside. So open it up. In addition to pork mince, there's also mung beans in there. And I believe there's also papaya too. So that'll give it quite an interesting flavour. Maybe sweet even. So I really like the crunchiness of that outer shell. I really like the savouriness of the pork as well. Empanadas are quite nostalgic because empanadas were my favourite food back in Nicaragua. But Nicaraguan empanadas would have rice in there as well. They're very tasty street food. So if you're looking for a taste of authentic Filipino street foods, look no further than Tarro Foods. Rooty Hill is around a 50-minute train ride from the centre of Sydney, so you can find it on the T1 Western Line, and Doonside and Mount Druitt are just a station either side. So Jade, what did you think of our Filipino food tour?
Oh, I am just blown away by Filipino food. This is basically our first time trying Filipino food, and it is just so delicious. You've got crispy pork skin, you've got delicious desserts, everything just has so much flavour, so much texture, and I'm just going to be coming back for more.
I was just amazed at how many Filipino restaurants there are in this area. So Rooty Hill, Doonside, even broader Blacktown. There's just so many, and they're amazing. And I'd also like to say the hospitality and warmth from the people who we met today was just fantastic. It just added another whole level to the experience.
Yes, we have had such a brilliant time in Western Sydney, and we highly recommend trying out Filipino food in Sydney for yourself.
We hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give that a thumbs up and let us know in the comments.
So if you want to follow along with our food and travel videos in Sydney and around the world, don't forget to subscribe.
We are Bucket List Travellers.
See you next time.